Well, good afternoon, or whatever time you are. Welcome to our question and answer session. We shall begin with the first question.
Question number 1 from Wong Hui Hua, Singapore. What is consciousness? Can we correlate consciousness to science for a better understanding about it? Is consciousness like a form of energy or wavelength?
Consciousness in Buddhism is the mind. The mind, the one who knows, the one who thinks, the one who is conscious, aware of things that the mind gets through the body, such as consciousness through the eyes, ear, nose, tongue, and body. This is one of the 6 universal elements. The whole universe composed of the 6 elements: the earth element, the water element, the wind element, the fire element, the space element, and the mind, the consciousness element. We call the knowing element. These are the 6 building blocks of the universe. Human beings, animals, trees, the earth, the moon, the sun are made up of these 6 basic elements. They are elements. We call them elements. We don't call them energy.
Can we correlate this with science?
Yes, earth is solid, water is liquid, and air or wind is gases, and heat is the energy or temperature.
Question number 2 from J.A. Kwak. Is the knower Vijnana Khanda?
No, the knower is the one that sent the Vijnana Khanda to become attached to the body. The Vijnana Khanda comes out of the knower, the mind. The mind has four servants. Like the body has the 4 limbs, the 2 hands and the 2 feet, 2 legs. The mind has the 4 khandas. We call them the Vijnana Khanda, that attach to the body, to the 5 senses. The mind sends this Vijnana Khanda to be attached to the 5 senses: the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. This is how the mind receives information from the body, through the Vijnana Khanda. See, when the eye see an object, then the Vijnana Khanda send this object to the mind. Then the mind use the Sanya Khanda, which is memory or perception, to analyze what this object is. If it has memory of this object, then it will know right away that such an object is a person, a man, or a woman, for example. Then when they see this object, there arises the feeling toward that object, from that object. If we see an object that is suitable, liking, it has good feelings. Yeah. When you see object that is not suitable or not to its liking, then it has bad feelings. Yeah. And when there is good feeling and bad feeling, then the Sankhara Khanda does the reaction. It will say, go get it, or go or run away from it. Yeah. So these are how the 4 khandas work. They are the servants of the mind. Okay.
Question number 3 from Jacinta, Australia. She asked for Ajahn clarification about Luang Ta's teaching and Luang Por's recommendation. Ajahn Suchart recommends us to stop our thinking completely and then to develop wisdom by keeping our minds on the object such as body parts, death, etc. But Luang Ta said that focusing our thoughts on a certain object, such as body parts, is a method for developing samadhi, not wisdom. Can Ajahn clarify?
If you focus on just one object, such as the bones, then you are using it as an object of meditation. But if you study the body like a medical student, then this is wisdom. You want to find out if there's any part of the body belongs to you or are you. You try to find by investigating. Investigation is the method of developing wisdom. You ask yourself, is the hair me? Am I the hair? What happened when I shave my head? When all the hair disappeared? Did I disappear with the hair or not? This is wisdom. You want to teach the mind that there is no part of you in this body. This body is not you. This body is not I, not mine, not myself. This is wisdom. See? But if you only focus on one part of the body, such as the bone or the breath, you are using it as a samatha, as a method of calming the mind. So you can use the body for both methods, for samatha bhavana or for vipassana bhavana. Depends on how you use it.
Question number 4 from the same person, Jacinta, Australia. Where and what is the Dhamma? Who is it? Is it the same or different from me? Is it the same or different from everybody and everything else?
Dhamma encompasses everything. We use the Dhamma to refer to everything. Man, woman, animate, inanimate thing. They are all Dhammas. They are made up of the 6 Dhamma, the basic element, the 6 universal or basic building block of everything. The earth, water, fire and wind, the space and the mind or the consciousness element. These are the things that we call Dhamma. Sabbe Dhamma Anatta. We refer to these 6 things. They are Anatta. There's no self in earth, water, fire or wind or space or consciousness. Yeah. But when they combine, they become human beings and animals. And then we start to give them names. Animals, human being, man, woman, and give names such as Jacinta, Mary, Tony, Bobby. Yeah. And these are all conventional truths. Yeah. Yeah. The real they are all Dhamma, and there are no self. When they separate from each other, when the body dies, all the 4 elements, all the 6, the mind element go to the next birth. Yeah. The water go back to the water, and the air go back to the air, and the fire go back to the fire, the wind go back to the wind. So nothing. Human body disappear, animal body disappear, because they are just the combination of these 6 elements, these 6 Dhamma. So there are no self in anything. It's the delusion of the mind that perceives them to be self, to be I, to be mine. The delusion of the mind makes the mind think that it is I. In fact, the mind is just a conscious element.
Question number 4 from Turn YCH, Taipei, Taiwan. How do I start with vipassana after I have practiced concentration?
When you practice concentration, you don't want to do vipassana. You want to maintain the calm in meditation for as long as possible. But after you withdraw from your meditation and you start to move around with your body, and your mind start wandering, thinking about everything, you should direct the mind to think about the truth of the body, or the truth about the thing that you have, such as your possession, your family, your friends, your whatever you have. You should teach your mind that they are all impermanent. they can cause you suffering if you attach to them, because they sooner or later they will have to disappear. They will have to depart from you, and you cannot stop them. It is anatta. These things are natural processes. They come and go, they rise and cease. You cannot control them all the time. Sometimes you can, sometimes you cannot. So when you cannot, you have to let go. If you know how to let go, then you will not be hurt when they leave you. But if you don't know how to let go, when they leave you, you become sad. You get hurt by their departure.
Question number 6 from Uranus Kop, Indonesia. How do we differentiate whether we are in Kanika Samadhi state or we are just being mindful?
Well, it doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about it. If you are in Kanika Samadhi, your mind is completely still, resting. There is no thought. It stops thinking, except that it is only briefly. Kanika is a brief samadhi, but if you can remain still for a long time, it's called appana samadhi. With mindfulness, your mind is not still. Your mind is still fighting against your mindfulness. You try to concentrate on something, then it goes think about other things. See? So this is developing mindfulness. But if you can have strong mindfulness, then you can stop your thought almost entirely. But you will stop them entirely only when you sit down, sit still, and then your mind can be completely still. But if you're still moving, like walking or standing, then your mind cannot be completely still.
Question number 7 from Alexander, United States. How do you let go of the mind once you have let go of the body?
You let go of your delusion, the thought that the mind is I, myself. You have to change your perception of your mind, yourself, that your real self is just the knower, not the actor. So whatever you see, if you react, you still use your delusion to react. You're still delusional if you react. But if you see or hear anything and then you remain calm, neutral, not reacting, just knowing, then you are returning to the real mind, the knower. That's why the Buddha said, whatever you see, you should just see, don't react. Whatever you hear, just hear, don't react. Then you will get rid of your I, your ego, your delusion. So just watch your reaction. If you still react, then you are still deluded. But if you react with reason, with logic, this is not delusion. But if you react with emotion, when you hear something you don't like, you start screaming, then this is delusion. This is ego reacting. But if you're reacting, if you hear something loud and you say, calm down, if you hear something, you can turn the volume down. You do it with reason, not with desire, not with emotion. Then this is not reacting. This is not delusional. This is wisdom.
Question number 8 from the same person, United States. How do you deal with conceit or self-hate?
It's the same thing. First you have to have strong mindfulness to stop your thought, because your deceit, conceit, your self-hatred comes from your thoughts. So as soon as you start to think of hating yourself, conceit, to think how good you are, then just stop that thought. Once you can stop that thought, then your conceit and your self-hatred will disappear. And then the next thing is to teach your mind that your self-hatred, your conceit arise from your delusion. And that creates the thoughts. So it's just a thought. Just tell you, there's no real conceit, there's no real self-hatred. It's just the creation of the mind through its thoughts.
Question number 9 from Jerry Low, Singapore. The citta is pure, without arising and passing, and everything.
That's right. That's why we have to get rid of ignorance, and by using wisdom, by teaching us that everything, there's no self, there's nothing that belongs to us.
Question number 10. How did this sense of self and ignorance begin? What is the origination of ignorance and self?
It's a question that could not be answered because the Lord Buddha himself couldn't find the origin of ignorance. So he says it's useless, don't waste your time. Just find the way of getting rid of it is enough. Once you can get rid of your ignorance, then all your problem will be solved. He gave an example of that if a person is being shot by an arrow, and then there's a doctor came by and helped to pull the arrow out of the wound. But the man said, please don't do it yet. I want to know who shot me, what kind of person he is, a male or a female, what family status, whether they're rich or poor, whether this person has a family or not. The doctor say, if you send me to look for this information, you will be dead. So don't worry about the information that is not permanent, that is not what you call important or essential. Try to do the right thing. The right thing is right now you are hurt by your own ignorance. What you want to do is get rid of your ignorance, and you can only get rid of your ignorance with wisdom. And in order to have wisdom, you need samadhi first. In order to have samadhi, you have to have sila. You have to keep the precept first. So try to develop the three Dhamma, sila, samadhi, and panya. Once you have this, then you can get rid of your ignorance and get rid of all your suffering.
Question number 11 from Andy, Indonesia. The Buddha said to Venerable Angulimala, I have already stopped. So when someone who has reached the full understanding of anatta, where there is no longer have the concept of I, me or myself, then what did the Buddha refer to when he said the I in the word of I have stopped? Did the Buddha mean I as pure mind and not about himself, or the I without desire or ego?
Both. He refers himself to the physical I because he's talking to another human being, and this human being cannot see his mental I, so he refers himself to the physical I and also his mental I, in the sense that he has stopped his greed, hate and delusion. So he refers to both.
So his next question also asks about the I between an arahant and an ordinary person. If an arahant is hungry, he will not say it but just stay calm, where an ordinary person will say that I am hungry. Is this the correct analogy?
Yeah, just like the answer I gave early on, an arahant doesn't react emotionally. If he's hungry, he might say he is hungry, but only when he sees that it can give him the food he wants. But if he's hungry and he knows that if he said he's hungry and he's not going to get the food, so he just might as well not say it. But with a person who is emotional, he will say it anyway, whether he gets the food or not, because he's hungry and he's complaining, I'm hungry, I'm hungry.
Okay. So question number 13, same person, Andy. I want to enter the state of calm, which I have experienced when I was in the plane, where I felt very peaceful and calm. But when I want to practice meditation every day, there is a problem. I always feel sleepy when I meditate, whether it's just for 5 minutes or 30 minutes, or even when I have taken shower, drank energy drinks or coffee, have taken a rest, or have eaten food. How can I get through this? Is it because of my laziness, or maybe because I eat a lot?
Yeah, usually it's the food that you take, you eat too much. If you want to be alert and not sleepy, you have to eat once a day, or maybe even less than that. Some meditators, some monks, sometimes they need to fast 3 or 4 days or 5 days. in order to really bring the sleepiness away, get rid of the sleepiness.
Question number 14 from Lanny, Alabama, United States. After Parinibbana, we could not find the Buddha anywhere, but you said he is a spiritual being now. What does this mean?
It means he's the mind, the pure mind that doesn't disappear with the body, that's all. The pure mind exists eternally, just like the impure mind. Only the difference is the pure mind has supreme happiness and the impure mind has the supreme suffering. That's all. We are all the impure mind and we are going through the supreme suffering. So we want to switch the mind, the impure mind, to become a pure mind, that's all. Once the mind becomes pure, then the mind has supreme happiness. The mind exists forever, regardless of whether it is pure or not pure. That's all. There's no difference between your mind and the Buddha's mind. The only difference is that his mind is pure. It has supreme happiness. Your mind is not pure, so you have supreme suffering.
Question number 15 from Ankush Bhagat, India. Sotapanna Magga and Sotapanna Phala, are they different?
Well, they're like they go hand in hand. See, like when you want to go to the first floor, what do you have to do? You have to walk up the stairs before you can go up to the first floor. Walking up on the stair is Magga, the path to the first floor. Once you get to the end of the stair, you get to the first floor. Then you get to the Phala. So they are cause and result. The path, Magga is the cause for you to get the result, which is the Phala.
Here's next question. Question number 16. All phenomena are empty, including the mind and thoughts. We are still holding on to the phenomena because we have not seen that these thoughts are emptiness. If we can see that thoughts are emptiness, then we can let go of thoughts easily. Without thought, the mind is always empty. Is it true?
You have to enter into jhana when you finally see the emptiness, the real emptiness, and then you'll know that everything, they are phenomenon. They are made up of the 6 elements, and they don't mean anything to the mind. The mind don't need them. The mind can exist without them.
Question number 17 from Juni Lim, Penang, Malaysia. I read your Dhamma on Facebook almost every day. Can Ajahn advise why sometimes as a practitioner who practices dana, sila and meditation as a lay person, I don't seem to be making any progress in the sense that I'm still not mindful, I still have a quick temper, etc. How will the practice help me to improve my temperament?
Because you're not developing mindfulness. So if you start developing mindfulness, then you can control your emotion, your thoughts. So you should try to develop mindfulness. And you might think that you have to go to a meditation retreat to do this, but actually you can do it in your daily life. As soon as you get up, as soon as you open up your eyes, start reciting the mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, then you are developing mindfulness. And whatever you do, if you don't have to use your thought, just recite the mantra instead. Like when you're watching when you're bathing, when you're washing your face, when you're brushing your teeth, when you're combing your hair, when you're getting dressed, when you're eating, just keep reciting the mantra. Then you will have strong mindfulness. And this will be able for you to control your emotion.
Question number 18 from Deborah Jones, Ontario, Canada. After I followed the other advice you gave me, I got a good result. Thank you. So my next question is that I'm renting a house from my mom and she is very happy that I'm here. I do not own any house or land. Every time when I think about purchasing something, I think it's not worth the trouble, and anyway I have the place for my family to live. So there's nothing to be concerned about. But if my mom dies before me, I might not be able to afford to keep the house. Do you think it is a smart idea to buy something so that my family of 5 can have security for the future, or is it better to wait until I need it?
Well, I think what you should have is money. Once you have money, then you can always have the choice whether to buy or to rent. Yeah. So buying or renting is the same thing. You know, buying is, if you look in terms of impermanent, then buying is not important, because when you die, you don't take the house with you anyway. So for me, I would rather rent. I would rather have cash. And then when I have cash, I can buy anything I need. But then if cash is not secure enough, then you might have to have something more secure, like a house maybe. So if you look at a house as an investment, as a form of security, then it's okay. But you also have to think of the impermanent nature of everything. You can never predict what the future will be. So I think the best thing is to use the Dhamma, just to be ready to face any bad situation, and tell yourself the worst that can happen to you is death. And whether you are rich or poor, you're gonna die anyway. So I wouldn't worry too much about the future. If you are ready to die, if you are ready to face death. So the Buddha teaches us to constantly contemplate on death. Then we will not be worried so much about anything.
Question number 19 from Evelyn Ko. I understand that Ajahn said that we should let go of bodily sensation and pain. Let it be and not to think about it. Does it mean that there's no mantra or Buddhist recitation to
the majority of the pain that you feel is in the mind, not in the body. So once you have killed your mental pain, the pain that left in the body will not be what you call, will affect you, will bother you. Once your mind becomes calm and peaceful, the pain in the body will not bother you. Let's put it that way.
Question number 20. When I feel fearful every morning when I woke up, is this due to past karma?
It's your nature. You just like to be afraid. So it's inbred in your consciousness. And the one way to cure it is to teach you the truth of your existence, that no matter how much you fear, you're gonna die anyway. And so teach yourself that you are subject to aging, sickness, and death. Once you have this knowledge in the back of your mind, then it can get rid of your fear.
Question number 21, last question. Can one practice mindfulness while lying down?
It's hard because lying down is an easy, comfortable position, and you will tend to be less mindful, and you will easily go to sleep. So we don't. Well, we try to maintain mindfulness until the last moment when we fall to sleep. Right. So you should maintain mindfulness in all posture. Let's put it that way. From the time you open up your eyes to the time you close your eyes and go to sleep, you should try to maintain mindfulness by reciting a mantra such as Bhutto, or concentrate on your body action. Just keep watching your body. Be with the body. Don't send the mind elsewhere while you're doing something with the body. Then you will have mindfulness. So that's all the questions for today. Thank you for sending in these questions. And if my answer is not clear enough, please do send them back again. I don't mind. Okay. So may all of you continue on with your practice, and hopefully